Hey everybody, my name is Rydo, and today we're starting a series for a game called Polarity. We're going down a theme of block themed puzzle games, which is probably about a third of all puzzle games anyways have a block in them before. Uh, but before we start, we have a README file, which is interesting, because you usually don't have README files right built into the game. Let's read it. Hi there, I see you downloaded Polarity. You must have been fooled by those screenshots. Anyway, while you're here, I wanted to take an opportunity to explain this game was made by an extremely small team in their bedroom part-time. If you like the game, great, cool, but buy it. Well, we'll hang out. Is that how you spell will? I guess? If you don't like the game, no hard feelings, we can still be friends, but in that weird way where we're not really sure if we could be on the same room alone together for more than 30 seconds. Thanks for downloading. This is a problem when I first read this, particularly since Steam now has refunds. You have 2 hours to get a refund. If I read this, I would just immediately go get a refund. I'd be like, okay, you put this thing in here like it was a joke. Not everybody gets jokes. Everybody knows somebody, at least, that doesn't get some jokes. And you didn't need any of this. Absolutely, you didn't need any of this in your game. You've literally already got me to buy the game on Steam, and I was like, okay, I'm willing to give this game a try. And the only thing that could possibly happen to anybody I can imagine after reading this is for them to turn around and walk out and get a refund. This doesn't help anybody stay with the game. I don't care if a game was made by an extremely small team in their bedrooms part time. Lots of independent games are made that way. And that's not an excuse. You're giving me excuses. Either your game's good or your game's bad. I don't want to hear excuses either way. This is horrible. Anyways, we'll not let it ruin our effects, experience of the rest of the game. I mean, we can look here at the credits and you can see, yeah, there was a single person for the art design and a single person for the music and sound effects, and then some special thanks. So two people. Uh, Probably some of those special things helped a little bit. But when you look at the rest of this game, you have level select, you have new game, you have co-op campaign, and you have versus mode DDoS attacks. That looks like a pretty fleshed out game. In fact, this menu is at least one or two too long. I'd say get rid of the README, absolutely. I'd say put the credits somewhere else, or put the campaign and all of that in a separate menu. You could do like one player and you could do co-op. Then one player would be new game and level select and bonus levels, and then co-op would be that. It's quite a lot in the main menu. Now we can actually start. At the top right, we know data collected 66, 0 of 66 co-op data collected, 0 of 45. I imagine those are collectibles. Let's start the game. You are a hacker. Alright, now we're starting to get story. I know what we are. I am a hacker. Your current client wants you to break into a highly secure virtual vault system, VVS. Okay. And then there's a picture here of a VVS node route data flow and external system. There's like two external systems that it either connects to or connects from. I don't know if we're going from the right to the left or the left to the right or what from that map. I'll have to learn more. The targets are data fragments contained in each of the VVS level nodes. Okay. I get the data, you get more credits than you'll ever spend. 10 million credits. You have 6 hours, Linus. Linus at port85.net. Let's see, I'd like to think this is Linus Torvalds, the creator of Linux, has hired you to hack into something. As a bonus of 10 million credits has been agreed if you extract all the data fragments. Okay, so I could get 20 million credits. Of course, no saying if credits are worth anything or not. 20 million might be just 20 bucks. Might be like 20 million lira. Not to mention going down in history as the first hacker ever to beat the system. Good luck. Well, here's the irony here. It's like, you wouldn't go down in history if you beat the system because they wouldn't find you. You only go down in history if they catch you, or you turn yourself in, or you report it on your deathbed, and then they can verify it later. Well, this is certainly unexpected. There's just back up here. I thought for a second, I would have sworn this was going to be a like top-down 2D game, but that's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing full 3D things. So why are you telling me that this game is not that good? Left shift or right one to sprint. Okay, is the B button. Like, obviously, I don't think one person made lasers kill you if your polarity doesn't match. Press Y to flip your polarity. I don't like that the buttons are saying both of them. It should be able to detect whether I'm using a controller input or not, although even modern games sometimes have problems where they'll switch back to a mouse and keyboard like crazy. So my polarity is red or blue is in the lower left hand corner. And that's all I have to do? Yeah, obviously this is like game assets. That this is probably Unreal Engine. This is probably all pre-made game assets, although I don't particularly see anything that's been so played out it's obvious. So when I'm blue and I walk on this, nothing happens. I kind of bump into it a little bit. And when I'm red and I walk on this, nothing happens. See, this feels like I should run around it to charge it, but I don't think that is what I'm supposed to do. Press space to jump. Well, gee, you really left me in the lurch there. You showed me two items, like right here, to focus with, and then you wanted me to come over here and deal with this. Press X or left mouse button, press B to drop clubs, or right mountain button. Use it on the pedestal to use what on the pedestal to recall cubes? Use the arrow on the pedestal to recall cubes, I guess. Ah. So if I wanted... So X is to pick up, and he didn't tell me that. So put that there. Put that there. It starts again. I can just take it. Interesting. So far, I'm not seeing anything that's bad enough in this game to justify this. Apparently it doesn't matter what polarity you are, that jump works just fine. It would be interesting. Press the left mouse button to collect data fragments. Okay. So it's a puzzler with collectibles. That so far looks fine. If your polarity is red, you'll pass the red gates. Press Y or Q to flip your polarity. We already knew that. Let's see what happens when it isn't red. Nothing. Okay, so you don't die when gates. Wrong. Not too bad there. You can speed this up a little bit. I assume you don't want to fall. So the trick here would be to be red. Press X to throw cubes. That's a good distance there. But I have this feeling I should have thrown it like right towards that. How come it went through once and not the other? Have to throw it over. Well, this is gonna go weird. Had to switch right in the middle of the air to go through the laser. That's quite a challenge increase. That is quite a challenge increase. There. We got 3 out of 3. Let's go to the next level. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to do that. I don't think I need to be too worried about this. And all of a sudden this game feels a little bit like Portal 1. I wouldn't give it Portal 2. Although there are jumps in Portal 2 that aren't really in Portal 1. But yeah, this feels like it's inspired by it. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So we have a blue light here that turns into a red light. So we are glowing ourselves. And I don't think I can reach that. So it's just going to be powered. What I wonder is, do you move further when you're the matching color with that? It doesn't seem like you do. Press to activate objects or switches. Probably could have figured that one out, but thanks for telling me anyways. I wonder if there's a option in the option to turn those off because they're so ugly. The layout of just the recommendations and the helps. It's such a mess. I don't want to see them, plus I've already figured everything out now at this point. This one needs a blue. And there's blue. Did the floor just move, or did multiple things just move? Thought the wall here was moving for a second. There we go. Made it, barely. This is a full barrier. I think they probably needed... Nope. They probably needed to just have either a clear foggy glass that's white or something else as a barrier there, because it doesn't need to match a color, and it confuses against the ones that you can walk through if you are matching the polarity a little bit. I guess right about now I'm starting to feel what might be the problem that they were afraid of in the README file, is that this game might just be incredibly short. But I think you just put that in the description. I don't think you do a README in the game saying, oh, by the way, this game is potentially inferior. Thanks for buying it, but now that Steam refunds exist, you can go back. And I'm sure this game came out before the refunds, and Frankly, a lot of games on Steam have made their money on the fact that refunds weren't available. A lot of games have made bad games on dumb facts like they have achievements or trading cards in them. I like the fact that you don't have to actually put it down, although you kind of need to in most instances. So I need a red one here, and see the barrier is still blue even when it needs a red one, so it's just a poor decision artistically to have made that blue. Does this turn something else on? Yeah, turns on both things that I needed. Interesting. Oops. Let's try that again. Actually, I may not be able to pick it up. Seems like it may be stuck. Oh well. We'll go recall it. Good thing there's a recall button. That certainly is a great system. That's why it was in Portal too, is... Let's see. We'll just jump this way and look up. That worked. So, with physics-based things like this, you just never know when something might get stuck in an area you can't reach. I think they could have done a better layout of the menu on the screen. We don't need data and the red and blue to be all separate. You could put data 2 or 3 right in the center of that icon just fine. Here, let's take a cube with us. Why not? Nothing really. Didn't. Maybe I got an achievement for that or not. We'll see if maybe we can take a red cube with us on some chance too. But yeah, you don't need a indicator both in the left and the right of that. It just makes the screen messy for no reason. This is safe to walk on. It's a little dark. It's like missing texture. But the texture's there, it's just not lit. Just level lighting is the problem. And then we've got this rotate. Ooh. That's certainly interesting. Now the question of course is, how do I get back up? And I guess I don't. I guess I just do this. Alright. Through the lasers we go. Of course. Questions are abound. How high can I jump? Not that high. Let's rotate it one more time and try it this way then. Ah, that works. Of course, now this asks the question, will what I'm standing on stay or will it rotate? It was rotating before. Interesting. I think I may have done this right. Hey, this thing is now disabled. And in a lot of ways it's disabled. Good. That'll just make it easier. Did I miss anything? The fact that there's a wall here still makes me feel like that there was some kind of order in which you could do this that would be weird and mess with it. Oops. Nice calming music. Sound effects aren't super annoying. We're not getting laser sounds on the lasers or anything. The menus are rough. The textures are rough. A lot of this polish stuff could be polished. So the programmer in the credits claim to be the artist, but I mean, you really don't have to credit things directly in credits. At least I don't think you do when you buy an asset from like the Unity store, something like that. I do not know. What am I supposed to put them right here? Maybe stand on this? Okay. Now here's a question, which one of these was that one? I believe it was this one. I kinda wish that there was something indicating when one of them was charging and one of them wasn't. There we go. Let's take a look around, just make sure we didn't miss any. I can just imagine a maniacal robot taunting me through a hole of this, just like Portal. That is, I guess, a decent argument though, is why not? Why make an original game when you could probably have just made a Portal map for Portal 2, as a few other people have done. I do intend to eventually play some of those too. We need to see now a new mechanic that Portal couldn't do, is what we need to see. And I haven't yet done that. Ooh, okay. So if I want back up, that's something I never saw Portal do, but I bet there was a way to do it. Well, you could certainly put a jumper right here, but I've never. But we need something. Something needs to be here that's different. Nah, I don't like that one. I don't think I'd be able to get up there, and that's close enough. And where's the drop down location? Right here. There's 3 out of 3 data. What happens if we hit the floor? We die, and we get put at the spawn point in the hallway. Good, but we were facing the wrong way, which is bad. But nothing else resets. Ah. There's something weird here though. Oh, I see what the issue is. Get a double jump there. I've got to make this jump. I've got to make this toss because I need the platform to move over there. There we go. There is a problem with having a black floor again, and because some of the floors we've seen before were safe to walk on, but uh, they were still darkly colored. There's some lighting problems in this layout, I can see, but nothing terrible. It's like, this looks like fine for a small independent project. If you loved Portal 2, here's some more Portal 2. With all the heart and charm, I guess, somewhat missing from it. Alright, so you've got to do this. And then I've got to just jump. And then we jump this way with the running. And that time it destroyed the cubes, so the lasers do destroy the cubes. Hit that to turn that off. And that means I can't particularly go back to where I would want to. Interesting. Let's see. Ah, conservation of momentum a little bit here. I could have also jumped up here, I guess. So I just want to get over here and then run over here, hit this. And it goes down there. And what happened? Oh, nothing too bad. That's exactly what I guess what it was supposed to do. I see we have a wall up here. That's something we haven't seen done before. But it doesn't really feel like a new concept. Or enough of a new concept. Something that would super change the rules. Like when Portal 2 came out, which I'm gonna constantly compare this game to Portal 2 and Portal, I think. They introduced the gels, they introduced reasoning for why certain places could have portals and certain places couldn't. They introduced, I think, a few things. They actually even took out a few things from Portal 1 and heavily didn't use them. They introduced lasers and such. Here we go, I've got all the data cubes. Now there's, grab that. Little bump here so I didn't walk onto it. Probably could have still jumped on it if I wanted to, but there was no reason. So you've got to hop up here, and then hop up here, and then hop up there. There we go. And we're done. So each one of these levels, let's look at the level select, are really only taking like 3-4 minutes so far, maybe 5 at most. The next one, we've gotten all the data to collect. We've got 18 of 66. It's odd, I tried to press down here and it didn't work, so it's only right is moving me forward along the line. So maybe at level 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we need 2 more data nodes to get to this, 5 more data nodes to that. So there is kind of a lock system. I don't know why games do this, honestly. I think it would be better just everything be unlocked. Because there's always that danger that someone who's really incompetent cannot play even the first level 00 and get any tag data fragments, and then they would have only one level potentially that they could play. Uh, so 18 more to unlock this level. And see, there's something missing here though. There must be another section, because if we've done 5 and we've gotten 18, and there's 3 each time, when we get to what looks like 10, we should be at 36, and it says there's 66. That doesn't make sense. There should be at least twice as more, unless the bonus levels here make up for that, which might be the case. Another 10 would get us 36 plus 36 would be about 64. So maybe that's the bonus levels. Oh, and I can start to see the deal here. The campaign mode, the co-op mode. I'll see if I can play the co-op mode by myself, but I probably won't be able to. So that whole element is probably out for me. And we're now starting to see the problem. This game's so short. It's a short enough game that you might play a little bit, read the README, and still have time to get the refund, which is not particularly fair or nice to do. I mean, if you bought the product, actually had enjoyment from the product, that's what you were asking for when you bought it, I would hope. So here's a versus co-op thing where it looks almost like a baseball thing type, like not a baseball, that's the wrong term, but like a score. Yeah, this is like a level specifically designed that if 2 players were playing here, you're trying to throw it at the different scoreboards, and I think there's a better, smaller scoring widget. And I died. Maybe I only get 2 lives. And that was weird. So the versus mode certainly isn't gonna work. Well, so far I guess so good. I don't remember how much I paid for this, so as long as this was somewhere below $5 a game, I wouldn't be too upset this far. It's really short, and we'll see in the next recording just if we get the whole thing done in the next recording or not. But as long as it's small and cheap, it's nothing wrong with this game. Nothing that justifies the README. Hopefully he didn't do something where he promised more and then never delivered. I hate that more than giving a small game. I would much rather them be honest and just say, this is a small game, that's it. And then if you do think of more levels, which you probably could do here, just put it out as a free patch or DLC if you want to do that, or try to sell it as something small, cheap DLC. But don't announce updates, don't announce more is coming soon. All that stuff just bites you in the butt. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. We'll come back late in the next one and see if we do the rest of the levels. As always, I ask you to like this video, share it with your friends, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos because all of that helps out. If you want to support me even further than that, you can click on my name Rydo. That takes you to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that, make a donation. Also, on my main YouTube page is a playlist tab where you can see a playlist for every game I've ever covered. I would suggest going checking out Portal and Portal 2. Those are pretty interesting games if you haven't seen them, and I I certainly do love them. Uh, but there's plenty of other non-puzzle related games too. And then down below in the description box, I have links to Facebook, Twitter, Google Steam, Battle.net, and Tumblr, and yeah, that's all I'm on right now. So follow and friend me on all of those services that you're on, and that helps me and it helps you know when new videos come out. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.